Hello, hello. Hello, YouTube. I think we are live. All right. Welcome, YouTube audience and Tarot Unicorn Coffee members who are catching this as a recording. This is this week's card pull for the collective and coming to you on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. Speaking of which, I want to let you know that the card pull for the collectives are changing starting on September 1st. Instead of being 3 card pulls, they will be pick a card timeless readings, which I think is going to be so much more benefit to the collectives, knowing that whenever you tune in, the message is perfectly and divinely timed for you. So look for that change coming in September. But let's get into this week's card pull for the collective. So I have drawn cards, 3 cards, as you can see, from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And our first card is Magic, card number 33. And what this is it's a reminder to tap back into our own personal magic. And I really, really like how it talks about one of the ways to do that is to return to that childlike sense of wonderment when we just knew we were magical. When we were young children, we knew we were magical. We literally walked around with sticks in our hands, waving them at various creatures, at the family dog, at our brothers and sisters, proclaiming that we were magical and that we were going to change them or whatever. We knew that magic was real. We believed in magic as a child. And then somewhere along the way, we kind of forgot about that. So this week is a reminder from Spirit, a reminder from Source. You are fucking magical. Stop acting like you're not. Stop living in this world, acting as if the only resources you have available to you are physical or what man has decided is appropriate, true, and just. Tap back into your magical beingness. Tap back into where you began when you knew that you were magical. And as I mentioned, this card also mentions tapping back into that as a way of going back to your childlike wonderment. And so I really love that the second card that we pulled is the child. And the child talks about not only that childlike sense of wonderment and believing that you were magic, but also little inner child work for our week this week. It also talks about remembering to reconnect in a way that allows you to remain open to learning and discovery, just like a child would. So understanding that that innocence, that naivety of a child is not a hindrance, but it's actually a way to open yourself up to be more receiving. I also like, as you look in the background of this card, you see the moon phases. Y'all know I'm a lover of the moon. The moon phases there reminds us that everything happens in cycles. And although we may be an adult listening to this recording or even elderly at this time, we can still cycle back to all of the things that benefited us as a child, all of the things that opened us up, all of the things that allowed us to explore unhindered, fresh into the world. Tap back into that energy, because that energy is what is being called for right now, for yourself, for the collective as well. And then the last card is the rattle, card number 43. And this one I'm going to read directly from the text because this one has specific meaning for the shaman oracle. So this one says, the rattle is the spirit caller carrying the shaman's prayer to the 4 directions. The body of the rattle is like earth spinning on its axis. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills a desired destiny in her future. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills a desired destiny for her future. So this is talking about setting your intentions, about creating the future you want, and using these tools, this inner magic, this childlike knowledge that we are magical beings, using all of that to literally create our desired destiny. The rattle guides us to pray for all of Earth, not just for our own personal needs. We offer our prayers for the highest good of all, everything we need to be provided for us. The rattle comes to invite you to work with the tools of the spirit. Be careful, though, they are sharp and can hurt you. And others They can hurt you and others if not used mindfully. So set your old tools aside and take up the drawing instruments of spirit. You are consciously stepping into partnership with the divine. This is the time for courageous deeds. Do not let your hesitation get in the way of your expression. And how do we let our hesitation get in the way? By being an adult, by letting our adult doubts, fears, setbacks, mindsets get in the way. So that is why we started with the first guidance from the spirit to return to our childlike manner. And once we are in that child, expansive, explorative, open, receiving energy, then pick up that rattle, then set our sights on what we want to create in this world, on our desires, on our destiny. Then do that from that childlike sense of, I am a magical being. Create from that mindset, create from that energy. So that is the message I have for the collective this week. Remember, going into September, these will change up and we will be doing pick a card readings, which I'm excited to be doing. So I will see you back here next week.